Welcome everybody to the Down and Dirty show tonight with the Badger State Tractor Pullers. Thank everybody that's coming on live with us and all those of you at home watching. We got Kenzie helping us out in the studio. Jason's out tonight, but Greg's here with us. We got Trip Downing, Adam Stevens, Vern Meinholtz, and also Clint Tucker. So we're going to be talking about Ship. The last show of the year for us is Christmas night and New Year's. We won't be on, so this is the last show before the holidays here. So thank everybody for coming on. We're all excited about the holidays, and we're all getting excited about Shipshewana. So a lot of smoke and mirrors going on about the pull being canceled, which it is not. That is the other event. So Clint Tucker, have you still be getting phone calls with all the hoopla going on?
Oh, yeah. I get a lot of interesting phone calls and emails every day. We are starting we've never done radio up there. We're going to start a radio campaign this week. The boys that spread flyers, they'll get them this week because we've put them out before a little earlier. And the kids, Ryan Zolik designed such a beautiful flyer, the kids steal them. So we're going to wait and do it, right at Christmas and right after Christmas at all the places that we send them to and get everything generating good. I mean, I think the whole attitude up there is really good. I hope it's not the last time we're up there, but we're going to do a good job in January when we get there.
It'll be a lot of fun. I'm excited to come there and be able to run. Brian brought ours there last year and had a great time. So I'm hoping to have a good time there too. So we're all of us here getting prepared to go there. So this is great. Kind of help you out, make sure that people know that the pull is still on and everybody's excited to go. So Greg, how about you?
Well, I was there last year for the first time ever, and it was a beautiful track, probably the best indoor track I've ever seen. The facility was great. Had a good time. The air quality was good. Kind of when you were back at Gordyville there, that you'd go home, you always got the Gordyville flu, but I felt fine when I got home from Shipshewana. It was a great place and a lot of fun.
Clint, this is one of your biggest events, I guess, that you put on, and it takes a lot of time and effort and a lot of crew to help make this happen, but also a lot of pullers that support you along the way as well.
Yeah, I think we're pretty close to 350 entries right now. So I think this is probably one of the biggest ones we've ever done.
Awesome.
The biggest one we ever done was Cloverdale. Of course, me and Greg suffered through that.
Yeah.
But this one here is probably the biggest Well, probably the biggest we've done up in Shipshewana.
Well,
I mean, I
Yeah.
think we still have way over 75 hot farms. You know, we got a few at the doctor and a few on the waiting list. You know, trying to get parts that haven't even been put on the website yet. But they're trying.
right.
Are there 5.0s for sure then?
Yeah, I think I have 10 5.0s now. I had one backing out last week because he couldn't get pumps or turbos, but you know, the world of pro stock is kind of small, and I grew up with all of them. So I got on the phone and I found pumps and turbos for the guy that needed them.
Nice.
Good to have connections. You know that?
Well, it helps to know a lot of people, and whenever you know Rodney Snicker, I didn't even have to call Lemke. I just Stuart Mays, and we found everything we needed.
Them guys were probably glad to get rid of them too, huh?
What's that?
The guys were probably glad to get rid of them too, right?
Yeah, I mean, the kid couldn't get a billet pump, and before the night was over, I had a whole menu for him about every supplier. Even found him an old Mark Massey billet pump. So he had options.
Good.
Wow. That's impressive. Well, Vern and Melissa, you guys were talking, and Trip come on last minute, and Adam has been talking. So I'm probably the closest one of everybody being ready as Vern and Melissa are talking about pistons and everything else coming here yet, and a dyno time for Friday. So you guys got faith that you're going to have her on the dyno Friday and be ready for ship?
Got it coming on, Jeff, getting it all together for us.
Going down to Kevin to the dyno Friday?
Yep. Should be down by Kevin Friday morning, 7:30 is the plan.
We're gonna be down there Thursday morning at 7:30.
Is that right? Well, don't wreck them too bad before we get there.
Right? So,
He likes a bottle of booze and a box of cookies this time of year, just so you know. So does Tucker.
yeah.
Adam, I figured that. Adam, you're still a part two. You said you got a lot of work in.
Yep. Hopefully midweek, be back together and hit the dyno. Hopefully end of next week or the beginning of the following.
Colton says he'll borrow you a red motor.
Colton, he's got a red motor for you. How about you?
They'd like to have me run a red one, but hey, green's got to fit in there somewhere.
Right.
I got a question.
How about Trip?
I got a question for you, Vern.
Yep.
When was your first year with the Midwest Internationals?
We were running Pro Farm yet, so that had to be right around 14, I think it was.
Yeah, because you haven't missed since then, I don't think.
I have not. Haven't missed. I'm on test night every night too. I make sure that as soon as everything comes up, I make sure that she sends it in right away or gets us booked up. Or we've always been test night on Wednesday.
Yeah, everybody's been texting me and emailing me. You know, I need a test pass. I just got a new motor. It's like, yeah, you and half the other ones. I said, I think those sold out this year in like. Ryan's at the stats like 43 minutes.
Wow.
Whenever entry sold up.
I know that you got to get on it.
Yeah.
I don't know what year that you started the Winter Nationals, but I think it was the second or third year. I think I announced 2 years down there, but it was in the early stages of that. What year was that, you think?
We started 2005. This is our 20th anniversary.
Okay. So it must have been like 06, 07 I was down there then.
Yeah, because Stacy started out with this, and then he'd remember whenever we would go to the middle of the month, he'd go snowmobile, and then you would fill in.
Yeah.
People didn't know. The first night, people didn't know it wasn't Stacy because you sound so much alike. It's like, I was like, will you introduce yourself? And just, everybody knew it was different.
I don't try to either. What the deal is?
No snow anywhere this year, so it won't matter.
Yeah.
Hopefully it stays that way.
Well, everybody talked about going back down to, Illinois again, and I do sort of miss that short track. We had good luck. It's the building we're in is a lot better, for the smoke and all that. But I do miss that short track, and we did really good down there all the time. So Gordyville was always a favorite, and I don't know if you'll even think about going back that way if you don't have the options. And can you get in?
After last week's little announcement, and I feel bad for Greg and all those guys at NTPA because they had invitations sent out and kind of had a plan made and got the rug pulled out from underneath them. But that was the difference between the NTPA show and our show is we rent the building, and the NTPA show, the building owners actually hired NTPA come in and do the show, and they're taking a different business model right now, and they're going to go to more things that keep the building cleaner, and we'll see how that works out. But never say never. Hopefully we can stay where we're at. And we left Gordyville on good terms too. COVID shoved us to Indiana and worked out great. Not saying we wouldn't go back there at some capacity sometime, but our show's kind of got a little bit bigger up there. We probably couldn't take that back to the coal barn on the prairie, but the track is still there. It's still good. And the town has reached out to me several times, about coming back. And it's 100 miles from house, and had a lot of fun memories there. And the last couple of years though, the weather kind of caused us some grief. And but with the new smoke hose and working with bung guards, it would be really easy to go back if that's what we have to do. It's what we have to do. But it was amazing the world that's so small in our game, because there was 3 buildings reached out to us before nightfall that night,
Really?
wanting to host it. So we got a lot of options.
Good.
Keep
That's
those
good.
options. Right?
What's that?
Keep the options open.
Yeah, keep the options open.
Yep.
We don't want to burn any bridges anywhere. It seems like the pullers like being where we're at. It's a little more expensive there than other places, but it's worth it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The lighting is
Plus,
definitely
you get the pretzels.
Yeah, the pretzels. That was. There were women that texted me about make sure that the pretzels are going to be there, and I double checked with Travis, and they will be. So we're good on the pretzels.
Trip, are you ready to go for Ship?
I looked at my tractor for the first time since Monroe last weekend. So nope.
You're ready then.
I don't know now with
Fires, Big Daddy.
yeah. So we I don't know. We'll probably check it over a little bit before Ship, and I don't know if we'll beat on it too hard in dyno. If now we got to pull the cooler off and stuff to go to Louisville now. So we might just work together, go to Ship, have a good time, and regroup for Louisville. So we'll see.
You dyno at Robbie's trip, or where do you dyno?
We dine up with James up at Slama's.
Okay. All right.
So it works out pretty good. Don's motor and my motor are pretty similar, so we can work back and forth a lot instead of beating on each motor multiple times. So
Might as well beat on Don's motor.
yeah.
Also, Slam Enterprises here tonight.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, Don and James has helped me all out a lot since we put the tractor together 3 years ago. So I
Yeah.
can't thank them guys enough.
What's your favorite part of the Winter Nationals?
I like the Winter Nationals because it's the time of year you can actually go down and relax. In the summertime when we're tractor pulling, it's we got so much stuff going on, especially getting into August. We're harvesting mint in August, and it's hard. And so when you go to the pull, you got so many other things in your mind, and you just kind of some nights you just show up, pull, and just want to get back home and keep going. And where Winter Nationals, it's kind of like a vacation. You can go down there and relax for a few days and actually get to enjoy it. So,
Well,
and
Trip,
the clown tastes better down there for some reason.
well, Trip, I really respect you guys because your freshman year it didn't go so well.
No, it didn't.
But you came right back, but today I found out that you got in Louisville, and I was kind of worried about a hotel you and Hollywood stay in because, boy, I don't know if that town's ready for all this. They've had some wild things down there, but I don't think they've had both of you down there before. That could get interesting. I'm excited for you.
Really?
Oh, dear Lord, help us with them boys, that's for sure. Adam, it was your first.
They were representing the Badgers 8 well, Greg.
Yeah, keep finishing up.
What not to do or what? Tucker?
What? Yeah, whatever you want to call it. Either or not having fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam, it was your first year down there pulling with your new tractor. What was your most favorite thing about the pull down the Winter Nationals?
I went and watched the year before, but I went to Gordyville one year and watched. I definitely like Ship. The lighting is awesome. It just feels so much bigger.
There it is.
Seems like tons of room to have tractors staged in the back. I don't remember what Gordy was like in the back, but they get a ton of tractors indoors in heat.
Gordyville was chaos in the back. But
Oh, really?
that's where all the fun was at, too.
Joe's yes.
Right.
That was only my second time down the track ever was at Ship too.
Most of the Badger State guys, cause that's back when they were recognizable. They all wore the coats like a bunch of mafia guys. And
They are.
you see them in big piles in the back, and my tow guys always yell, like, the Badger State guys, they stand everywhere. I was like, well, there's 500 of them. They're easy to recognize. Just holler at them. But, man, on Friday night, whenever the Super Farm and Pro Stocks, they'd all move. And the whole pit area in the back, that little barn, there's a ghost town. They were all out right behind the announcer stand. That's where they all went. And because they were all rooting on their pro stocks and especially Hooker. They just always want to get Hooker at that pile.
Yeah. I gotta tell you a story about Mark Ruff at Gordyville.
Oh yeah, year one was the best.
He was pretty full, and he leans over to me. He said, "Hey, we gotta get out to the bar. It's almost 3:00. They close at 3." I said, "Mark, it's 3 in the afternoon. We're good."
They got some 90 crushed Bill's battery charger too. Broke on him.
Yeah. So I picked on him out that weekend. I started a pool, $5. Everybody pick a 15 minutes when Mark Ruff was going to fall asleep. Nobody wanted the 15 minutes coming up first. So I said, all right, I'll take that one. We had about $300 in the pot. And I said, I'll take the first shifts. I went and got him a beer and 2 hot sandwiches and sat him down in a comfortable spot. And he was asleep in 10 minutes. Yeah.
That was the best sandwich I ever bought.
Right.
I think the second year, the big pro farm board had a captain and had a really good time. Now, I'm pretty sure because we left Gordyville and went down to the inaugural Murfreesboro Southern Invitational in 2006. And I'm pretty sure Jerry Sasha's boots were on smoke rack when we got down there.
I remember that
One of those
Christmas tree
guys
the bottles.
flew on the, yeah. One of boys threw his boots tied together over the smoke machine, over the smoke rack on Hager's sled, and they rode clear to Murfreesboro. I took them off down there. Because we never went home after the second year after Gordy. We went right from Gordyville to Murfreesboro.
Yeah.
Chuck Hobbs is watching tonight and asked, yes, I'm driving our Mini down there this year. Brian's on watching tonight too, so we're getting closer. Vern, what's your favorite part of the Midwest Winter National Zone Ship?
Oh, it's the after hours gets to be very interesting. First few years we got caught up in some moonshine and all that stuff, and a lot of things happen when some of the lights turn off. It's a lot of fun. The overall, it's just the camaraderie. I'll have to go down there and give Joe a bunch of crap. He's in the good mood. So
Yeah,
it's
Joe's
just
in a really good mood now since he got married.
it's a fun thing to do, and I don't want to miss it. I'm sure if we had problems, we can't get the tractor there, we're still going. So
Perfect. Tucker, what's your favorite part of it other when it's all over and you can drink beer?
Well, I look forward to it every year. It is a lot of interesting things, you know, the lead up to it, and once the competition starts, you know, my crew just makes it look so easy. But you know, we meet 2 or 3 times a year, and a lot of the guys live close to me, so we're always thinking about ways to make it better and faster. This year, J.R. Quant built a new tool on his tractor that hopefully keeps the starting line, you know, perfect. Hopefully, makes it better. So, I mean, as far as our, you know, one thing that sticks out, you know, I really like working for the charities. You know, Justice Schneider builds those toys for us, and you know, we work, you know, for all kinds of charities. And you know, the years that Don Slama and Punky would, you know, get in bidding wars on insane swings, build Bob Barbie and stuff, and we raised all that money for, you know, good causes. It's probably the thing that sticks in my mind that makes me feel good about what we do, because you know, yeah, most of our guys don't get to go down to the farm show, and for all of us to get together and have fun like that and be able to do something good for people is probably the thing that I'm proud of the most. I mean, the competition is great. I mean, there's probably, you know, Keystone's probably close on entries as far as big as we are, but we feel like we're one of the larger indoor events, and we don't get a ton of sponsorship. We're just trying to do it on our own, and you know, and being able to stick with it for 20 years and not skip a year. You know, COVID could have killed us, but we're so bullheaded that we went ahead and pressed on, and I think it worked out for everybody. But yeah, I mean, to me, you know, the good competition, the good tracks, great sleds, and our smoke machine has been doing really good the last few years. We actually have a backup smoke machine this year, partnered up with the Allisons and the Keystone guys, and so we actually have 2 smoke machines now. So one goes down, we have another one. So I think we're getting to the point now where we're getting pretty fearless year to year.
Are you still there? My phone rang, so try and call him.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep.
Tucker, and this is kind of question for everybody. We'll kind of go around. What does Tucker? You can start out with this. What does your family and friends think about? You know, what do they think about your hobby of truck and tractor pulling? Because you're like all in 7 weeks from Sunday. We're all in, but what's your family and friends think about you with all this chaos?
Well, my friends that are from around home that go up and help me, they can't believe the dumbass from my little town in Southern White can pull it off. But my family, we just been doing this, you know, since birth. You know, I've been on tractor pulls. I met Greg, you know, probably what, Greg, 20 years ago. I was going in this video on pulls, and then I got a Super Farm tractor and started fooling around with that. But I mean, that's the whole reason Gordo got started, because there were so many of us that had them, and we couldn't get into Louisville, so we just kind of made our little fun party, and it just escalated from that. But my wife and my family, they all work up there. I get 2 sisters. One's our legal counsel. She's a lawyer. And then my other sister does the registration. My brother works on the track. My cousin Jake works on the track. Yeah. You know, then a lot of the PBL Western Series people work at the event that we do all summer. We have some Badger State tech officials, Jim, Pat. Yeah, it's just kind of a group we've had together for 20 some years, and they just we just enjoy doing it. So really the only thing we really do together as a whole. My family doesn't work out west much. My son works for me out west every now and then. My son works in the back of ship. He's got a terrible haircut. He'll be easily recognized. He'll be the big goofy kid with the bad hair that has the little stick that lights up. That's the next guy going to go to the warm-up.
Yep.
So he'll be easily recognized. But yeah, it's a family affair, and yeah, they like it.
Adam, what's your family think now that you got a limited pro and getting into it and pulling?
Family wise, they knew it was a lifelong dream of mine. Probably trying to figure out how I can manage to pull it off financially, but I always find a way. Old lady goes with me to all the pulls. She's excited to be there with me, and we go to all of them together, and that's a ton of fun. And great to have help that I can count on at every pull.
That's awesome. Vern, you probably got no choice because if you don't go, Melissa's going anyway.
She pays the bills. It keeps us going. If she didn't pay the bills, I guess I wouldn't be able to go. It's once again, family wise, it's I know my mom and dad did an awful lot of watching and that stuff over the years. They've always been part of tractor pulling. Got some friends that got me involved. Behind me, the 60-30 sitting here started the whole thing because a friend let me sit on it and went out and we won the first night and come back and ran again and won again. And when I crawled out the tractor, I told him, I said, I'm really hooked to this, tractor pulling thing. So that's where the name of the tractor came from. But yeah, I got some friends that say it's like crazy spending the money. How do you explain that 10-second ride? But yeah, overall, if it wasn't for the wife going along and spending the time, otherwise we probably wouldn't spend any time. I'd just be working all the time. She'll vouch for that. But yeah, the indoor hook in the winter here, going on by Clint to do this as, just gives us a little time. And we started doing Louisville last year with the boys, and we get to go down and run with 2 tractors this year. So, compared to 2, I probably have more fun down at Clint's just for the fact of we get to go down in the pits and get right into the heat of things. Louisville, a little tighter ship there, so they won't let us do what we want to do. So,
Yeah.
Well,
Trip?
Clint have a few rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
true.
Yep. Yeah.
Trip, what do your family and friends think of you in this tractor pulling extravaganza?
It seems like everybody seems like we usually got a pretty large group following around wherever we go for the most part. So I don't know, between Paul and Josh and there's Jeff and Jim and we got a whole group of people that usually show up and are helping, and my wife likes to come along with and stuff. And I don't know, we had our first child the Thursday morning before show pier, and we got home from the hospital Friday morning, and she said, I was standing in the living room, and she goes, "Aren't you going to go tractor pull?" I'm like, "I feel like I should stay here." She goes, "We're just going to sleep. You better go pulling." So
Yeah.
that's what we did.
I met one of your guys you must grow mint for this weekend, Abe Art,
Yep.
at a Christmas party. Yep. Small world.
Yep. Yeah, the Arndt family, they've grown mint for us for a lot of years. Basically, they were the first ones when down in Gainesville, they were the first ones to grow mint down there for them.
Yeah.
So back in the 90s. So, yep.
Yeah. So you got into Louisville too, and you got second in points or third? And
Second.
Second. Yeah, second. Yeah.
Yep.
That's good. Or there too. I see.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about that. It's one thing that to be honest with you, I didn't ever think we'd ever even be an option to go to Louisville. 3 years ago when we built the tractor, if you would ask me, "Are you going to Louisville?" or I wasn't really a thought in my mind, and then we kind of did pretty good this year, and I figured, we'll apply and see what happens, I guess, and here we are. So,
You can do.
Now we got to figure out how to make the thing run without an intercooler. So.
Yeah.
So,
You and
Don and James know.
yeah. Don't worry, we were already on the phone today. So.
Yeah, they know.
goes there.
Yeah.
Yep.
They all say it's going to be a little tougher because it's you don't have the horsepower you had with the cooler. So I guess you'll find out, right?
Yep. Well, that's the thing. I don't, now do we pull the cooler off and go to Shipshewana and figure it out down there, or go to ship with the cooler on and hope for the best at Louisville?
I think I go with the cooler, then take it off, figure it out from there.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah. Or two. Go down there to win. Don't go down there to test. You go back and test in the dyno.
Right.
Yep.
As they always say, ride it like you stole it.
Yep.
It sounds like it don't make a lot of difference in power between the intercooler and non-cooled, right? Yeah.
Greg's internet's breaking up, I think. I think he was saying that it don't make much difference in horsepower between the intercooler and non-intercooler anymore, but you go dynoing and I'm sure you'll figure a lot of that out.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the results down at Shipshewana. I mean, the 6 that make it to the finals, I think last year was half and half on the coolers and cooler tractors, wasn't it, Clint?
Yeah, it's really close. We spot the guys like coolers a couple 100 pounds, and it's really close. And yeah, those tractors that pull outside all summer without the intercoolers, they're really close. I mean, and you give them a little bit of extra weight, that puts them right there in the middle of it. I think that we maybe stumbled around and got it right. And I've told little groups all over the United States that have tractors that are both fashions. They're trying to get them blended. I said, I think this works. The TPC group did the same thing, and it was close too. So, I think we got it right for right now.
Yeah, no, we've been happy with it. So,
Someone just come on here that I don't know if Kenzie can flip it back up here. I don't know if they're from California. Joel Bitavati says, Trip, we have a few farmers growing mints here in southern Alberta. Must be Canada.
yeah, I've met a couple of the guys up there. Dale Thalaker sits on the board with me on the MIRC board in Canada. So.
It's cool that the people that watch this, California to Canada to all over that watch us every week. Can't thank all of you that get on board with us here at the Down and Dirty with Badger State Tractor Pullers every week. So we appreciate that so much. So and thank all you guys for coming out tonight too. This is great.
Yep.
We appreciate it.
It was fun to see your name on the list for everything else too today. And how people are excited to go and do it.
I got my hound here who has decided to tear up Ross's socks. Sitting here. Maybe I can see his face here. I'll give him a treat. It's like Tucker. Give him a beer. Give him a treat.
It's definitely nice to have some indoor pull options in the winter to kind of make the off season go faster. Not have such a big gap if you want to go pulling.
It gets you on stuff too and gets you going to work on it, so you get more stuff done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Rather than wait until the last minute when you're busy.
Yeah. The boys are out at the shop right now grinding on their transmission housing, trying to get a bigger clutch in it. Yeah,
Is that going to be on YouTube?
This is fun for me too because my type of line of work is, wintertime is very hard for me to get away, and I planned this for quite some time. So luckily enough to make this happen this year. So I'm looking very forward to coming down here and running and having a good time. So,
have you been down there before, John?
I've been down to the original one in Gordyville. I announced down there like the second and third year for Clint, and I haven't been back since I started working at the highway department right after that. So getting off in January in the middle of winter in Wisconsin is like slim to none. So Summertime we go about anywhere we want, but the wintertime it's hard for me. So it's nice that we can go down there and exercise the lungs of the mini rod in the winter.
Well, the nice thing about the power of Facebook and the internet is, you know, John, your club and the club from Ohio, you know, you guys talk, and you don't get to see each other a lot during the summer, and then this event, you know, the first time that Stacy said, "You ever think about having mini rods at Gordyville?" I was like, "No." I really didn't have a very good option with mini rod sleds. And then whenever I got my partnership with Bungart Motorsports, I was like, well, hell yeah, I can do it now. So we did, and it's been a good partnership. I mean, it's a whole different group of guys. They're all good, and you know, the small block blower guys are just an awesome to work with, and then the little natural aspirated guys, they're the most eager guys I've ever met in my life, and they're really excited. And now we got a whole push from guys out east. They want us to put a big block NA class in, you know, in the future. And I'm like, well, we'll see. We'll see where we land, and we'll see if we got enough parking for all this. But yeah, I mean, for mini rod guys, you know, they don't have a lot of spots to go in the winter, and you know, a lot of the Grand National guys growl at me. He's like, why don't you have us in ship? I was like, well, the building's big, but it doesn't breathe very well. And that's why this year we actually split the mini rods and had them over 2 sessions, and we'll let them warm up in the Coliseum. But this year we'll drag you out there and push you on a sled, and you fire right there, and then you go. Just keep the building a little cleaner and a little nicer for everybody. And I think it'll work out really well. And then, you know, it's kind of neat having 2 heats and then a finals. So
Yeah.
hope
And
you
the
guys
class
enjoy
that
it.
I run with all them guys from all over getting mixed together. That's the best of the best of, you know, the guys that we would pull with. And like you said, we don't get together enough. You know, we're kind of too far apart with organizations. And so that's cool. That's fun. That's, you know, this is the Louisville for us, you know, the big platform. So it's fun. It's fun to get all together. And the Economod guys, yeah, they're eager. I think that class filled up the first day, didn't they? Isn't there like a waiting list on the side too?
There was a little waiting list, and Ryan has reached out to a couple of them, and hopefully they'll respond, because we've actually had a couple of cancellations within the Thursday afternoon show, so we'll be able to fit them in. So get a hold of Ryan, and we'll get you involved.
Good. That's awesome. I watched from home last year too. That was fun. I thought that did a great job there, and you know, I watched the whole week from home there, and it was fun to watch. It was a good show.
Yep.
It's amazing how many live streams we sell in Wisconsin. We were laughing. I think there was like 6 or 7. I have to ask Ryan. That was in Darlington. So I don't know how many bars are in Darlington, but I think they all had the pull on.
Yeah. I know Nora's has it on usually, so they have it on down watching everybody.
Yeah, the shop bar down by us has it on. Yep. So.
All over.
Yep.
That's good. You guys work hard at this, and it's awesome. And everybody that's here, you know, and a lot of them that are watching too that enjoy the heck out of it. That's for sure. If there's anybody here watching tonight got questions for Vern and Melissa or Adam or Tripp or Greg or I or Tucker, we got them on. Go ahead and post it up there, and we'll ask them. That's for sure.
Yeah.
John, you were talking about how, you know, getting up with the guys or meeting guys that you don't see all winter kind of a deal. You know, once a year we see these other guys from out east and that, and get a lot of friends down there. A lot of guys that you only see once a year, but they still remember you next year, you know. And it's just, you know, when you get parked in the shed, you know, get to know your neighbors next door, and it's a lot of fun. It's you get to meet new guys and sort of ask how they are, and especially on that hot farm class, that 9500, there's a lot of Eastern tractors out there, and it's a really good way to, mix the whole U.S. of A. together, kind of deal. It's fun to pull against how many different states, and it's a good thing.
Yeah. And talk about making friends, like you said, Vern. In 2005 or 6, the first year you had Gordyville down there, or Cloverdale, I can't remember where it was, but that's where I met Phil Typin.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Phil.
great, forever. And he was in my phone as beer for a long time. Really didn't know his first. I remembered him until I finally got to know his name, and then it was just Phil Typin after that. Yeah.
Yeah, then he's a great guy. There's a lot of people like, years helping Wildmans out and traveling with them to some of the bigger pulls and getting to know people out and about. That a lot of great people. Go to Louisville and go down. I'd walk through the pits and visit with, Martins and a whole bunch of people. The only time I'd see him would be, once in a while with Kurt and Craig, pulling, or, Louisville, go visit with them. So that's fun. The whole, like you said, Vern, new people and friends you make, all over. And that's what's so great about truck and tractor pulling is the relationships and the families. I was down to T&B's, and Brenda Foley said it best. At first, they're acquaintances, then they're friends, and then they're customers and their family, and if you have a business, it's that way. And it's just like pulling, acquaintance, friend, family. And that's kind of how it rolls.
Yep.
Even in Louisville this year going down, or last year, walk in and guys know me, and I didn't know a few of them. And, it just sort of blows my mind that, you're a hot front guy and you're talking to these pro stock guys. And, I might be the little guy in the totem pole, but you can actually, the 4-1 guys and, above and beyond our own group, you get to, meet up and I feel everybody's got a warm touch to it, I guess, on that part. You may not see them all the time, but they seem to know who you are.
Yeah.
That's the greatest thing. So relationships along the way, all connected together.
Right. Some of my best friends I've made through pulling now. I've got all my friends here, but it's kind of different. But I spend more time with my pulling family than I do with anything.
Yeah.
And being in where we're at, and we're just talking about the first show we're going to do probably after New Year's. I'll be at the fair convention that Monday night.
Sure.
And that you mean, and I'm lucky enough to get to know all the fair boards and all the promoters too. Sometimes I'm not that lucky when something goes wrong. They ain't happy about it, but that's just all part of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People don't know
part
how
of it
much
too.
guys like me and Greg put into putting the schedules together. I mean, John and Christy do a lot of it for me, but there's a lot of promoters call me and just kind of feel you out about, they have tractor pulls and they're not really happy where they're at, or they're with a group that, might misled them. Then you gotta guide them through the whole process. And then when you get one of them and you go and you do a good show, you feel really good about it, after it's all over. And, Greg and I talk a lot. We do talk a lot more than we do now, but since he got, super famous, pro side guy, which is hard when you sit behind an 8-inch pipe, you forget, little guys like me.
You had a pro. I did.
But yeah, the Badger State group is one of the most respected groups, because no matter what class they come to, there's no slouches in any group. There was years probably down in Gordyville, Greg, probably back in the the first 10 years. I would bet that your tractors probably won a majority of the hooks. In the overall classes, I mean, I think Dustin Hook, and he won more pro stock hooks down there than about probably any pro stock there was in the nation.
Yeah. Remember the year I made the T-shirts down there that said, "What does a full pull mark and a beer garden have in common?"
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was great.
You'll find Badger State tractor pullers. I made about
Biggest sport I made.
the game, buddy.
Yeah, we had a time there the first 10 years at Gordyville. That was wild. It was pretty good.
It was. Yep. But for me, it's tough because the Fair Convention that same week. That's a long week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liver lights on by Sunday.
Yeah.
Right by Friday.
Monday night. You've been to the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They always say you're really good out of the gate, but not good for finishing, Greg. What's the deal with that?
That's right. I got a longer race than you.
No.
That's good, Elsing.
Yeah. Not going to get you this week, are we?
Nope, you're not. No.
You being not feeling so well for a couple of days, get your tongue sharpened up. Boy, you're ready.
I'm cold right now. It's kicking my butt.
Yeah. I got this dog this one. Give me a second.
Yep. I don't know. I'm on the co-op board here too, and I had to go up to the CHS meeting. I think that's where I got it.
Well, Stranley, I'll tell you this. I looked at the extended forecast on my little weather app thing that my college buddy gave me. He works for the Weather Bureau out of St. Louis, and it looks really good for Ship. And but I went ahead and bought my snow insurance and my event cancellation insurance, so we're guaranteed no snow and 50-degree weather. So I spent the 10 grand to make sure it never started again.
I heard that weather station got new equipment in there. They finally put windows in it, so you can look outside and see what's happening.
Mm-hmm. Now that second year I was up there, I had 2-inch snow insurance, and I don't know what a 11 and a half Carolina boot, how tall it is, but it was over the top of that. And I didn't get no insurance, so maybe they're on the metric system up there. I don't know, but anyway. But we're in an area up there where, you know, it's like Wisconsin. Snow doesn't cripple the deal. You know, in Gordyville, that was a problem. You know, if it snowed 2 inches and below, you know, you'd think it's a whiteout, and that did cripple us a couple times. You know, the fans didn't come out and didn't support the event. But up there, you're in town. It snowed a couple inches. That's just part of day-to-day life. And Travis and the guys there at the MAC, they move the snow out of the way and just do it. I mean, that's just part of their daily life. You know, down here, it snows 2 inches. Kids get out of school, which is ridiculous. But you know,
that was a few years ago. It was a few years ago. It snowed. And I don't know. We got 6 inches there in Gordyville, but Sunday morning when we left, it was a nightmare driving the semis out of there.
Oh yeah.
You had the grader out trying to just open to let people out of the gates to get to the main stretch, and I mean it it does blow really hard down in Illinois. I gotta say.
Well, that's why the ground's $24,000 an acre, because you know it's just there's no trees on it. It's all black, and you know Well, I remember the boys had a heck of a time pulling the Williams boys. They tried to leave and got in the ditch that one year, and what a mess. But yeah, and it only snowed 2 inches or 3 maybe. It just blew everywhere, you know. And it blows off the beautiful black dirt right into the road.
Yeah. Put up a snow fence, pick up some of the neighbor soil.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like
putting a show together kind of a deal. We actually got news that Dan Durst isn't going to do the Maisel rundown, and he sort of put it on my shoulders, and I'm going to get to feel what it's all about putting a show together. So,
right,
it's an interesting thing to do, and still sort of trying to figure out what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. But you know, for you guys that I know pretty much, you know, have run these shows how many years, and I guess I'm going to learn about it. I've always been on the work end of it, track and that, but putting it on completely is going to be a different thing.
You promoted an event, you'll have a new respect for everything involved, and every puller should do it. I don't care if it's a garden tractor pull to a, PPL Champion Store pull. Everybody should do it once. Then it makes you a better person when you go compete after that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I respect the guys that do it now. It's just now I'm sort of putting that spot I get to learn what you guys are doing. Like I say, I think it'll grow very interesting. Yes. So
Still working with Larry Feeney and them guys too through Premier.
Yeah, I talked to Dan a little bit, and like I say, he basically said that he wants to keep it a little bit more local and that, and he's just got a lot of things going on in his lifestyle right now. That I think Premier is going to work with us some, but some of the other sponsors and that it's going to be on my hands to go look, and so I'm going to hope to be able to hit a few of the local implement dealers and other businesses. Dan ain't going to leave me just hanging completely, but he's got plans for the weekend. He can't be there, and it's I'm going to be asking a lot of questions. So
Yep. Well, let me know when you know what you want, so I can get you a contract down.
that's what we don't know what to do yet and how to do it. And I talked to Dan for a while today just to get a feel, and we'll see how it goes. It'll be
First thing you do is book a great sled. After that, it's all cakewalk.
Yep.
Well, I got one on the hook right now. I like the sled myself, and if it works out, I'm hoping he'll still stay there and keep running with us. So I just got to see if I can put it all together and make it work. So
Yep. That's all you can do.
Yep.
Make sure you have enough sponsorship.
That's the biggest part, is finding the sponsorships.
Yep.
It's learning a lot of things of the guys that have done these shows, what to look forward to and not to look forward to. And, rain insurance, we talked about it at our banquet or whatever you want to say back in December there.
Yep.
Dan's always bought it. And like you said, it's last year, the way the weather was, it was just crazy that, every tractor could have made it down the track, but the last few guys would have got really wet getting in the trailer. But
yeah.
The
the other
lightning.
day on us was just crazy. And he said, that's the worst. You just don't sleep that whole next day or the day before because you don't know what Mother Nature's going to do to you. So,
He always wins.
yep. So
Yep.
that one was raining in Sauk, raining in Mount Horeb, and never rained in Mount Mazamini. Then that was just beyond me. I'm looking at the radar thinking we are so screwed. And, we got a good show off. So,
That's when the good Lord wants to happen.
Yep.
So, you guys got anything you want to say about Shipshewana or anything you want to talk about? Trip?
Everybody's got to go. It's a good time.
Everybody's ready to go?
Yep. If you have a bad time at Shipshewana, it's your own fault.
That's right.
Exactly.
It's pretty hard to have a bad time down there.
Yes.
Might have a headache, but that's not a bad time.
Like blue.
John.
Yep.
We really ought to do a stats analysis. I'm pretty sure Ryan could do it since 2005. Look at all the winners and see like what club they actually run with. I bet Badger State's probably in the lead.
That would be a cool thing to see once. Keep track through the years.
Because I have all of it on spreadsheets, every bit of it. We've kept records on all of it.
Yep.
We still have all of it.
I have pictures of all that stuff too. It's Badger State's 50th year this year too. So
It's your 50th.
Yep. So everybody that's listening, if you're a Badger State puller from Premier, Kathy Meyer's putting together a program. If you have pictures from the 70s, 80s, I've got a bunch from the 90s and on. I don't have any from the 70s, not many from the 70s or 80s. So, anybody got anything, let them know.
Stacy Butson dropped a bunch off there at the banquet and left there with Amy, I think. He had a bunch of old ones that he found there. After I think his dad had them or something, but he was on here a little ago too, and he remembered one of the Gordyvilles where it was 15 below outside. It was so cold. And I think the last year I announced down there, which would have been like 07.
That was 9. That was 9.
Was it?
It was 9 because that's whenever Troy Schradel and Josh Miley and Randy Moreau ran with a gauntlet. And Troy was going outside with Ernie and switching turbos and manifolds in between sessions. They were doing it outside because whenever that was the first year we had the 4-1 class, and Jeremy Smith come over and won it with his, and the outside temperature was like 2 or 3, and the wind chill was -15.
Wow.
And Jeremy never came back after that. I'm glad he came, but yeah, he's never been back since. But yeah, that was 2009. That was the coldest we ever did. We started out, and then whenever I started taking all the equipment home on Sunday, it rained like 3 or 4 inches, and all the roads were flooded, taking everything back. That's from back when I lived in Pekin, Illinois, and all the roads were flooded because the rain came and all the ground was froze. It was a mess getting all that cleaned up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back home.
Well,
we're nearing the end of here, and we only got like a couple minutes left. So I want to thank all our sponsors and help us out with the Down and Dirty show of Farm Street Toys, Casper Egg, Trip Downing, Slama Enterprises. Thank everybody for such a great year. We have so much fun doing this. Looking forward to doing some shop tours. Get started with that already. And everybody that's on here tonight, Vern and Melissa and Matt, Trip and Clint. So glad to have you on with us. We'll have to have you on again. And can't wait.
It was an honor.
Love to be a part of it.
yep. Thanks.
Yep.
Thanks for the invite.
Never thought me and Greg talked about this in the fall of 2004. Never thought it would last this long, but it did. And thanks to Greg and the guys from ECI, and because basically it was just ITPA, Badger State, ECI, and back then it's called East Central Missouri Tractor Pullers and Ohio River Valley Tractor Pullers. That's basically what we had when we started the whole thing, and it's lasted 20 years, and we're still doing it. We're still having fun.
Yeah, it really blew up after the second or third year, I think, didn't it?
Yeah, it got crazy.
Yep. We were coming down to the pole one time around down by Illinois, whatever town you're in, when you get to the end of 39 there in Bloomington.
Yeah.
And this guy comes flying by in a truck with an indoor pipe on it, driving it down the road, blowing smoke. I thought, sure as shit, what happens if he breaks his truck there? How's he going to get home?
And that did happen. That did happen that year.
He had to announce to anybody going back to Missouri, I need a ride.
With a trailer.
No.
Yeah.
I remember that one year we were down there when it got so cold, we were all hung over in the morning, kind of waking up, and you start hearing this, you hear this noise, and it's a truck cranking over out in the parking lot. Well, all the guys that came from down south, they don't have winter blend fuel in those pickups. And it was -9 or whatever it was. I remember one guy Paul and I were walking out, and he's bringing his fuel filter in that's full of gel into the hotel to try to thaw it out so he could get his pickup started.
Yeah, that happened a lot at Gordyville. People would come from the south up there. Yeah, that happened a lot.
Yeah. The coldest indoor pull I ever did, though, was when we went to Fort Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
30 to 45 below there, and I left my truck run for 40.
I was there. I was there, Greg.
Oh, yeah. I was there every year with Wildman's. Yeah, that was frigid cold. Man, that was terrible. You get frostbite just sitting in the tractor going from the trailer into the building.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can't believe that Shipshewana's, not that bad, but, we're in town and it's not terrible. I mean, it snowed there and it's blowed a little bit, but it's not near as bad as Fort Wayne and Gordyville was. It's just weird. It works out. I mean, it works out great. And hopefully this year, knock on wood, it'll be comfortable again.
Yep. The most comfortable pull I ever did was in Florida. I went to Valverde Park in Florida where they race those little boats around the creek.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was cool weather, but you had to worry about alligators. So
Every place has their demons.
they do. Yep. So, yeah.
Well, we better wrap this up. Our time is up. I thank you all again. I hope you all have a great holiday season, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and all the Badger State fans as well, and all of you that are watching tonight. If you get a chance, live stream Shipshewana, and if you can go there, great. I suggest you go there. I can't wait to go there and have some fun and see everybody down there. So wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and thanks again for coming on.
Yep.
Yeah, I wish
Thanks for having
everybody
us.
a Merry Christmas. Same. Thanks
Yep,
so much. Thanks for the opportunity.
We'll see everybody in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Take
Yep.
care.